It is official. The 2022 season for World's Strongest Man has started. Yes, it's 2021, but we now have guys officially qualified for World's Strongest Man 2022. Giants Live, the Royal Albert Hall recap. I'm going to tell you guys all about it. Stay tuned and check it out. What is up, YouTubes? We're back and we are here to talk about Giants Live, the Royal Albert Hall in London. What an awesome show. I actually paid to watch it, which I don't ever do. But, you know, $4 to watch an awesome show in a historical location. I was super stoked about it. Quick notes that nobody cares about that I just will say anyways. The production and the quality of footage that I watched from Giants Live was amazing. Everyone watching this, when we compete, if $4 is not that big of a deal to you, which I'm assuming if you have a nice iPhone and you're watching this or whatever you're doing right now, I'm assuming as a fan, $4 is not that big, which if it is, then it's understandable. But if it's not that big of a deal to you, it supports us so much when you watch that, when you stream that stuff. The Shaw Classic is coming up, and I believe that's like between $6 and $8 to watch. If you guys can't fly out to Colorado, make sure you check that show out, because we pour our guts out there, and to us, really the most rewarding thing we have is people who support and love what we do. So super stoked. The production was awesome. It feels like we've gone a million miles as far as quality of program and quality of show and our showcase in itself. So I was so happy to see the way that they put together this last Giants Live. Amazing show. We had world records broken, guys jockeying for first through fourth forever. We had young guys fighting guys who are already champions. We had return of Tom Stoltman, this year's World's Strongest Man. We had his ugly little brother, Luke Stoltman, there. It was a fantastic show. And I think the first thing I have to talk about, something that was totally surprising to me, watching Laws. Laws came out, and I mean, when someone retires, usually if they show back up, it is not a pretty sight. And that's no insult. This is a very rough sport. And for you to step away and mentally take a break, there's almost no returning from that. And watching the show, that's what I expected out of Laws. And Laws has been one of the top guys for a long time, but Father Time comes after all of us. That's just the rule. Laws stepped away, came back, and looked fantastic. Of course, you know, his overhead was not good, but that's Laws' whole. That's his thing. He's had shoulder problems, I think, or something along the line. But stepping away from that, we got into some of the heaviest deadlifts in the world. I believe they were pulling up about 400. It might have been 370. I don't know the exact weight, but it was a very heavy pull, and it was on an axle, 4 reps, and watching Laws, I think he was in the top 4 or 5. He was fantastic. He's one of the best deadlifters of all time, and he still has that in him. Even though he's had lats torn and knees injured and Achilles injured, and he's this and that, all that stuff, he's still one of the top guys. Came out, did great on his moving events, looked amazing, had a good run of the stones, and talked afterwards and said that he felt like he was going to pop the whole time, like something was ready to go. And so it doesn't seem as though he'll be competing anymore, but for him and his legacy to come out, show up and show out the way he did, it's extremely notable, and it's so rare that it had to be the first thing we talked about. Congratulations, and man, you know, good luck on your retirement. Hopefully you'll get a lot of fun, chill time now and not have to worry about anything popping anymore. Their first event, they had the max axle. Didn't look like Bibby was gonna break the record. He came back and then did break the record. It was awesome. He's so freaking strong. If you watch him, It's like he could have probably pressed another probably 100 pounds if he could have got it to his shoulders. It's so impressive. And a lot of people are complaining about, you know, he got a chance to redo it and this and that, like what are the rules? And I'm totally in for that. I wasn't even gonna mention it, but you know, the truth is I totally understand how people feel about that. Everyone who's complaining though is all the guys who really they've got nothing to do with it. It's like this lightweight pro and this amateur heavyweight and there was no guys at the Giants live show complaining. And so to me, I have two little things about that I want to say, and that's it. I know there's a whole lot of drama around this, and I'm sure a lot of you are tuning in just to see me talk about this one thing. And a lot of people expect me to have a strong opinion because overhead's my baby. The truth is, guys, is I'm an entertainer. I believe in entertainment over strength. And yes, I'll say that again. I believe in entertainment over strength. I think it's more important to put on a good show than anything else. To me, that's what this sport is. And I know a lot of guys, they'll pretend that we're gonna be Olympians one day, and they'll say, oh, we're this and we're that, and they're trying to be this and that. Well, I'm the one on the big stage. And so between me and the other 30 guys that go to Worlds, we get to decide what this sport is. We get to decide. We're the strongest, we're the champions. We're the soul of this sport. I'm positive that I'm outnumbered. So those of you who disagree with me, feel comfortable, don't hate me. Most people agree with you. Most people think it's strength over entertainment, 100%. I am of the minority when I say that I feel like entertainment is much more valuable. Entertainment is much more important. I'm not gonna get into too much because I don't wanna like insult anyone or call anyone out, any of that stuff. I got no beef with nobody. So for me, entertainment is more important. So those of you who thought I'd get upset that Bibby was given another shot, I'm not. My 2 points are: one, we're sports entertainment, and two, it's up to the guys at the show. Now, if I was at the show and I was doing Axel and I was in that situation and I was upset about Bibby getting an extra shot, then I would say it. And I would do something about it right there. And who knows what that would become. You know, I felt like at World's Strongest Man that I should have got another shot at the squat. I begged them because like it was a mishap and I was not given that. So how come I wasn't given a shot at the squat, but Bibby was given a shot at the press? Well, I'm sure they could come up with a lot of different reasons and a lot of different excuses, but the truth is, to an athlete, it doesn't matter. I feel like I should have got an extra shot, and it would have been even across the board. Like, that's the way things are. And I'm sure they could come back and be like, oh, well, that was a world record, and that's the difference. And like every year, there's a different rule for different situations. Like only returning strongmen who are champions couldn't bring camera guys, but no one else is allowed to. But that rule didn't exist until one of the returning champions needed to bring a camera guy. So I understand how that works, and I understand how people are frustrated. I'm just not one of those guys. I want it to be entertaining, and I'm so happy that Bibby got the lockout, that he got it. I'm happy that Giants Live was the show that he did it in. I just think it's awesome all the way around. So after that, the rest of the show was just, it was fast-paced, it was awesome. It was a packed house full of people, and look at me, I'm spitting all over you. Look at you. You're probably taking a dump right now, holding the phone to your face, just spit all over you now. You're welcome. It was an amazing show. I was happy to see all those people packed in there, all those people supporting. To me, that's what this sport is about. To me, that's what I've dedicated my life to. That's what I've given up my comfort and my back to. I've given so much of myself for that aspect, and that's what it was for. So to me, I'm so happy with it. Just to close out, as I'm sure everyone wants to know, like the full recap. The show went amazing. They went through, they ran frame, which, like I said, Laws looked amazing. He didn't win, he was mid-pack, but to come from retirement to mid-pack, it's almost unheard of. You got Bibby, who's dominating the whole show, and then we get to the end, and you see Novikov is right there. But Evan Singleton is also right there. They're going back and forth. Now, those three guys separated themselves from the pack. There's a big difference between those three and everyone else. And now, again, just to let you guys all know on the inside, I know to you guys that sounds probably like an insult or this or that, or you may judge somebody based on their performance. You got to realize that, first off, this is a show just a couple weeks after Worlds. This is a show that possibly nobody's prepared for. Most people are injured. It's a very specific type of competition. The winner on that day is not necessarily the strongest man there. Tom Stoltman, the world's strongest man, was mid-pack. You have to understand the sport of strongman. You're not always going to be in first place. And you're not always going to feel your best. What you do is you go out there, you bust your ass, and you see where the chips fall. But that's also why I feel like this sport is entertainment. Because people like Tom Stoltman will go to a Giants Live knowing that they've got a messed up hamstring, which he did have. He has a partially torn hamstring, I believe it is. He'll still go to that show, and he'll still compete, and he'll still entertain those people knowing that he's incapable of winning. Now tell me another sport where a boxer will show up knowing he can't win and he'll still go out there and get punched around to entertain the crowd. You see what I'm saying? We may not be just sports entertainment. Maybe we are a physical sport that includes sports entertainment. Maybe we are. Maybe I'm wrong. But we're definitely not what every other sport is. We're not. We're different. You wouldn't see us cheering for each other if we were. So I feel like anyone who disagrees with me is just stupid and wrong, and I hate you. But that's it. They went through, they run the frame, they get down to the end, they've done a Hercules hold, they've done the overhead, they did the yoke, they get down to the end, and obviously it's the Atlas Stones. Tom destroys it, almost broke his own world record. Tom ends up getting 16 seconds, and the second place time was at like 20 seconds. So Tom's in a league of his own with the stones at the moment, and those stones for Giants are a little bit lighter than Worlds. And my best stone run was at 19.86, I believe it was. Insane. That's like 3 seconds difference on like an amazing run. So 3 seconds may not sound a lot, but you know, ask your high school boyfriend, 3 seconds is a long time. Promise you. So go through the stones. Bibby cannot do the stones because he's got tearing in his bicep, which I totally understand. The reason I have this beautiful scar on my arm is from max axle. It's a rough lift on the bicep. Bibby pulls out of the stones. Bibby, without doing the stones, still gets third place, which is amazing. He won the Axle World Championship and he got third place in Giants Live, Royal Albert Hall, without even doing the final event. Big ups to Bibby. You're looking great, man. I hope he gets a chance to get better at stones and gets to be around us more often. I mean, just for my own selfishness, I'd like to hang out with Bibby more. He's funny, fun, awesome, good dude, and I'm very happy for him. Congratulations, Bibby, big boy. The top 2 spaces, there was a battle, back and forth, and it was between Novikov and Evan Singleton. They blow through the stones, both of them about 20 seconds. And literally, like, it was photo finish, amazing. Evan pulls his hands off less than a second faster than Novikov. Phenomenal finish. Evan wins against Novikov in the stones, but Novikov wins overall. So your first place winner was Novikov, and he looked dang good, very good. Second place was Evan Singleton, looking phenomenal, kicked butt. And third place was the big African king, Iron Bibby. Which, by the way, Big Z told us when we were all together in Dubai what Bibby actually means in Lithuania. And I'll give you the censored version. It's Ding Dong. So his name in Lithuania is Iron Ding Dong. But it's not Ding Dong in Lithuanian. You can Google that yourself to look it up. But when Z told us, he was so excited. It was like the first time I've seen him get excited my entire life. But just a little side note for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you're liking, subscribing. Tons of new fresh gear on the website now. We got these beautiful new shorts, this new shirt, everything's available up on the link below. Make sure you're liking, subscribing. Leave comments if you guys agree, disagree. How do you guys feel about me saying the sport's more about entertainment? I know that's going to upset some people, but I'm thinking it'll ring true for some people. Hopefully you guys understand that I still have a lot of respect for the sport, and I've given my everything to it, whether I believe it's entertainment or it's sport. So, don't get too mad. Stay strong. Stay pretty, guys. I'm out.